Hello, everyone. My name is Dan Jonas Roach, and I am the news editor here at the Architects newspaper. I'd like to welcome you all to the Future of Exterior Facades, how modular panel systems and technology are revolutionizing the metal panel industry live webinar, a CE Strong webinar series powered by the Architects newspaper. This webinar is sponsored by CEI Materials. This program is registered with the AIA CES for continuing professional education. Questions related to specific materials, methods, and services will be addressed at the conclusion of this presentation. This webinar is recorded and can be easily replayed when re-registered on the same webinar registration page. Please allow 7 business days to process Certificate of Participation and AIA credit reporting for this presentation. Now, I'd like to introduce you to today's presenter, Chris Kimball. A graduate from Oakland University with a bachelor's degree in communications, Kimball has more than 21 years' experience with architectural building products. Upon graduation, Kimball joined Cux Graphics and Architectural Products as an operations and project manager. In 2009, Kimball joined the sales force at Schaffner Heaney Associates and then Illumatech Industries before joining CEI Materials. Joining the team in 2018, Chris Kimball oversees CEI's independent sales representatives and estimating department, as well as providing innovative strategies and sales tactics to promote the growth of the company. Chris has a strong background in sales, planning, and leadership that has helped drive CEI Materials' national strategic objectives, and he continues to build presence in key U.S. markets. Remember to please leave your questions for the speaker in the Q&A button found at the bottom of your Zoom window. Without further ado, Chris Kimball.
All right, thanks for the introduction, Dan. Let's share my screen here. Can you see it, Dan?
Yes.
Yes, looking good.
All right. Hi. Hope everybody's having a great day today. Like Dan said, my name is Chris Kimball. I'm our national sales manager here at CEI Materials. I oversee our sales and estimating team here at CEI. I've been in the architectural metal panel industry for the past 22 years. I really love this industry, and it's been awesome to be a part of it. It has allowed me to meet so many great people and be a part of so many impactful projects across the country. CEI Materials has been in business for 17 years now, and we have 2 facilities. Headquarters is located in Manchester, Michigan, and we have another facility, fabrication facility, located in Salt Lake City, Utah. Today, I'll be presenting the future of exterior facades, how modular panel systems and technology are revolutionizing the metal panel industry. Just to note that CEI Materials is a registered provider with AIA, and questions will be addressed at the conclusion of this presentation. This course is registered with AIA, is good for 1 HSWLU hour. As Dan mentioned, they'll be mailing certificates to you. If for some reason you do not get them, you can reach out to us at info@ceimaterials.com, shown on this slide, and we'll make sure you get your certificate. After this course, participants will have mastered modular panel systems, including sustainability measures, pressure equalized rainscreens, design aesthetics, as well as advantage tailored for architectural specifications. Learning objectives. So by the end of this course, you'll be able to examine the historical progression of metal cladding, profound advancements in automated fabrication technology that surpass current industry production practices. 2, we're going to explore the types of modular panel systems, also known as MPS. So we'll dive into their standout features, including sustainability, pressure-equal rainscreens, finish, and fire ratings. 3, we'll investigate current standards pertaining to MPS integration capabilities. We'll go over industry codes, specifications, installation methods, and testing criteria. And 4th, we're going to evaluate some case studies that highlight the process and performance of MPS modular panel applications over an array of architectural design projects. All right, so metal cladding progression. The history of metal cladding began at the turn of the 19th century as metal production technology industrialized. So as metal materials became more readily available, their applications grew in the construction industry over time. This included the exterior cladding of buildings. Within this section, we'll explore various types of cladding that have evolved since the introduction of metal facades. So let's take a closer look at those products now. We'll start with plate. So plate is a metal sheet with no core material or laminated layers comprised from roll-formed panels. A primary benefit of plate is that delamination will not occur because the product is a solid sheet. Plate material consists of 1/8 inch, 3/16 inch, and 1/4 inch thick material and is 100% non-combustible and 100% recyclable. Plate is highly customizable. Plate is a good option for a project that has larger format panels. See, like we have here in this picture here shown, it has large rectangle panels. They will not oil can. Plate is a very rigid material. Plate is also a good application for high traffic areas like entrances or column covers that are close to the ground. So post painting is available by some manufacturers, allowing for a more customizable finish or better finished product when plate is used on a project. You also can get pre-painted or pre-finished sheets of plate material. The profile and the geometry of your panels will dictate whether you want to use post-painted or pre-finished material on your next project. All right, next we have ACM, aluminum composite materials. So, ACM is comprised of 2 flat sheets of aluminum with a core of either polyethylene or mineral-filled FR core. The typical sheet sizes are offered in 4mm and 6mm thickness. ACM is available in a variety of standard sheet sizes. The most common sheet sizes that you'll come across are typically 50 by 196 and 62 by 196. Those are stocked with standard color finishes. ACM sheets are also available in custom lengths. I've worked on a project in the past with a sheet size as large as 25 feet in length, so you can order them to length. You can also have the material provided for your project using a custom color paint finish as well. So ACM started being used domestically in the early 1980s. One of the first projects that kind of put it on the map, it was used on the Epcot Center at Disney. So some of you may have visited that building in the past. That's ACM material that you see on the exterior of the Epcot Center. ACM is a good material to use when you have large format or radius or profile panels, like you see in the picture there. This picture, had chevron profile panel design, and ACM was a perfect material for this type of application. It's one of the most customizable metals to fabricate, and it can be curved and used in radius applications as well. ACM panel systems can be applied to a building using a dry or wet joint system. Next, let's talk a little bit about single skin. Single skin metal panels are made of a single layer of metal that's roll formed or preformed into a specific shape or profile. It's typically made as concealed fasten or exposed fasten panels and can be installed either vertically or horizontally. Single skin metal wall panels are lightweight and they're easy to install. They're 100% recyclable. Single skin panels are usually provided in 22 or 24 gauge material or 032 or 040 aluminum. Single skin materials offered in standard color finishes from each manufacturer. You can also request to have a custom color for your project as well. Single skin systems, they provide you, the designer, flexibility, by combining, bold visual effects with an easy and cost-effective installation. Options for each profile include, exposed fasten panel systems or concealed clip fasten panel systems. Those help to accommodate, expansion and contraction. So the picture you see on this slide, the installer used 040 aluminum material, utilizing a concealed clip fasten panel system. So that's what you see in that picture there. All right, insulated metal panels. So now we'll discuss, insulated metal panels. They're also known as IMP panels. Insulated metal panels are made up of a rigid or injectable foam between two sheets of metal. This makes up the product known as insulated metal panels, or IMPs. IMPs are typically used in cold storage and industrial type projects. Insulated metal panels work well with barrier wall assemblies. In some applications, insulated metal panels can act as a backup system for projects with architectural finishes and systems like terracotta, masonry, architectural metal panels. The compatibility and insulation capability of the IMPs, offer, beneficial to the total wall assembly, acting as like a weather barrier while also improving the R value of the wall as well. So it does both. IMP is typically offered in standard color finishes from each manufacturer. You can also have material provided for your project using a custom color paint finish as well. So the white panels you see there in the picture are IMP, or insulated metal panels. All right, so now let's take a look at metal, cladding progression. So the goal of the technological progress across industries is to make a more efficient, more cost-effective, and highly sustainable product. Modular panel systems is a tangible outcome of that progress. MPS is the result of astonishing leap forward in fabricating by machine technology that you see in the picture. So in the picture to the left, you can see our fiber laser cutting plate material that was loaded onto the table via our automated inventory rack. Then after the material is cut on the laser, it is put in the rack shown in the middle picture. And then it is loaded onto the automated panel bender, the top right-hand picture you see in the slide. So by using automated machines, it requires less resources, which equates to less cost for the end user. By using automated equipment to fabricate modular panels, you use only, approximately 25% of the labor you typically would use compared to fabricating traditional metal systems that requires, extrusions, clips, corner keys, fasteners. Modular panels do not have any of those. You also have a better, and tighter fabrication tolerance when using automated equipment compared to using manual labor. So automated fabrication technology is really, revolutionizing the craft of our production. Metal cladding has highly benefited from these advancements with the introduction of automated, fiber laser and panel bender technology. The capabilities of these machines are stunning, truly stunning. So on the previous slide, you saw where the panel was cut on the fiber laser, then loaded into the automated panel bender. The two pictures on the left show two completed panels that came off the automated panel bender, one showing the back of the panel, the other showing the front of the panel. The picture on the right-hand side of the slide shows the actual panel installed on the wall. Modular panel systems are finely engineered metal cladding systems that can be installed in interior or exterior spaces using, state-of-the-art fabrication technology. So for the purposes of this course, though, we're only going to focus on exterior application. The technology that creates modular panel systems works with a range of different metals and thicknesses. These materials can also be perforated. So when selecting a modular panel system for your next project, you'll want to make sure you specify a manufacturer that has this type of cutting-edge automated fabrication equipment. So modular panel systems define. So what is a modular panel system, right? So a modular panel system is a cassette-style pressure equalized rain screen system. The pieces interlock, creating one piece of metal using fasteners to attach it to a subgirt or a substrate. So when designing a project, you'll want to make sure that the subgirt spacing aligns with the height of the panels. This will help you keep costs down on your next project. Modular panel systems, they do not require no additional components. There's no extrusions or clips, gaskets or sealants, making for a rapid installation process. This system installs, typically 50% faster than traditional rain screen systems that have clips and extrusions and gaskets. If a project has an additional exterior materials, MPS works in concert with those facade options. So if you're looking for a type of architectural panel system that gets your attention, then modular panel systems would be a good choice for you. It offers a wide range of facade options, ease of installation, and a pressure equalized system, making modular panel systems a dynamic architectural product. All right, so benefits. Modular panel systems, they have many great benefits, from sustainability, cost effectiveness, worry-free maintenance. MPS is a foundational facade product that balances the practicality and precision that can't go unnoticed, right? Some of the benefits of MPS are, it's 100% recyclable, it's sustainable, 100% non-combustible. You get a warranty for painted products, continuous installation compatibility. It's cost effective and low maintenance. So the picture you see in the slide is a modular panel system project located in Ketchikan, Alaska, using multiple color finishes. The architect's two must-haves on this project were it had to be 100% non-combustible and it had to have a staggered or running bond joint pattern. And modular panel system checked both those boxes. So if you look at when I say staggered or running bond joint pattern, if you look at the picture, you can see the vertical joints, they do not align. They're offset. So that's a staggered or running bond joint pattern. Project turned out really nice up in Alaska. Features. So, beyond the benefits, the features of MPS set them apart as a cladding option. A standout, highlight of the product is the way it handles water mitigation capabilities, since it's a pressure equalized rain screen system. Other benefits include, a quick and easy installation. It's field cut compatible. It's available in embossed and perforated. It's U.S. manufacturing and meets, BABA requirements. For those of you not familiar with BABA, it stands for Build America, Buy America. The picture on the slide shows some of the modular panel system capabilities. I remember on this project, the architect wanted a pressure equalized modular panel system that could be flat, which you see the white panels in that picture. The architect also wanted a tapered modular panel system that was perforated. The perforated panels are the silver and black panels you see in the picture. The silver panels were flat MPS panels, and the black panels were tapered MPS panels. Really, really nice looking project located down in Austin, Texas. All right, so next we'll explore the types of MPS, different types of MPS, dive into their standout features, including, sustainability, finish, pressure equalized rain screens, and fire ratings. In reviewing this learning objective, we'll also investigate panel types and material selections as well. We'll take a look at, water infiltration capabilities of pressure equalized rain screen systems and the science behind how they work. All right, so now let's discuss sustainability. Modular panel systems can contribute, significantly to, LEED certification by addressing key sustainability requirements across various LEED credit categories. So LEED stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, which most of you already know. Key benefits of modular panel systems for LEED are as follows. So, one, prefabrication reduces on-site waste and labor requirements. Two, it's durability, long-lasting systems. It reduces the need for replacement, contributing to sustainability over time. Three, it's flexibility. Panels can be easier replaced or recycled at the end of their life cycle. And then fourth, the sustainability options. It's compatible with, reflective coatings, insulation, and energy efficient designs. So by integrating, modular panel systems into your project, you align with LEED's focus on, sustainability, efficiency, environmental stewardship, ensuring a greener and more cost-effective building for your project. The project you see in the picture, we used 080 aluminum material for the dimensional modular panel system, helping the architect achieve their overall LEED requirement for this project. Now we'll discuss, different types of profiles modular panel systems have to offer. We'll start with the flat panel. If you're looking for, a uniform design aesthetic, flat panels provide a wide array of finish selections. Whether the facade needs to be installed diagonally, vertically, or horizontally, flat panels, work with any project vision. The overall look of flat panels gives you a level and, cohesive look. So some of the benefits of flat panels are they can be used on, single depth walls. They can create a standard flat surface. It's the most cost-effective modular panel system option available, and you have no clips or extrusions, and it offers a quick and easy installation. So now we'll discuss tapered panel. The tapered panel. So for design professionals looking for like a wow factor pattern, tapered panels offer that unique versatility. So with an effortless play on like depth, angles, pattern, tapered panels have a stop in your track looks when you see it on a building. It's a striking appearance. It's not only the advantage of the tapered panels, they can taper in any direction without impact to weather barrier or substrate. Some of the other benefits are you can be installed over multi-depth walls. You can have multi-depth per panel. It's customizable. It offers an array of exciting design options for you guys. And you have no clips or extrusions, a quick and easy installation. That's always key. And then, so in the picture, it's a picture. You see, there's a project using a tapered modular panel system. The architect wanted this specific look, and tapered modular panel system was a great choice for this project. It achieved his vision and his goal of what he was trying to convey to everyone on the project. So it turned out really good. Project up in Colorado there. Now we'll discuss the dimensional panel offering. So, dimensional panel offers, it draws the eye with the remarkable design that you have there. Dimensional panels are, a perfect blend of like form and function. These panels allow for depth variation at installation that optimizes the design while balancing the effectiveness of the weather barrier and the substrate. So some of the benefits of the dimensional panel are it can install over multi-depth walls, single depth per panel. It's customizable. Again, it offers array of different design options, gives the building depth and character. You have, and again, no clips or extrusions, and quick and easy to install. In the picture, you'll see there, the bottom right-hand corner, it says Doyle. It shows gray and white dimensional panels. The architect designed the building using 2-inch and 4-inch panel depths to create a dimensional 3D facade to give that building some depth when you looked at it. The end result was what you see there in the picture, and it turned out really nice. So custom panel. So customized panels offer, branding specific, aesthetically pleasing style selections. It's available when you're doing custom, both in perforator and both. The materials is only as limited as the designer's imagination, right? So patterns and multiple materials can be used to create a design that captivates the attention of all who encounter the space, right? So some of the benefits are single or multi-depth walls that can be installed over. It can be installed over a single depth per panel. It's customizable. Again, no clips or extrusion, quick and easy to install. So modular panel systems, can accommodate any type of perf imaging you may want to incorporate into your next project design as well. So material selections. let's discuss material selection now. So modular panel systems can be fabricated from a selection of diverse materials. You can use, anodized aluminum, painted aluminum, galvanized, zinc, copper, corten, and stainless steel. Those are, the primary metals used to make modular panel systems. In this section, we'll take an in-depth look at, these materials and how they enhance the overall performance and project design. So in this picture, the project required a flat modular panel system using solid 080 aluminum with a 2-coat post-painted finish using multiple finishes. So you see there all the different color orange panels there. This project was a hospital located in Phoenix, Arizona. The architect's vision was to have the color selection match the location or region of the project. So I think they did, a pretty good job trying to achieve this on this project. Anodized aluminum. So let's talk a little bit about anodized aluminum. So anodized aluminum is scratch resistant, it's color fast and hard to the point of protection. Besides the durability anodized aluminum provides, it elevates the aesthetic of the aluminum, care and maintenance to help preserve the material. The finishes, that are shown on this slide are the most popular anodized finishes we see chosen for architectural projects. You have clear anodized. A lot of times the architects will want to match the window frames and they choose this finish, the clear anodized. You have champagne bronze, light bronze, and dark bronze. You're going to want to look for a manufacturer that has anodized aluminum production capabilities and meets AMA 611 class 1 and 2 specifications. Typical finish warranty for anodized finishes is 5 years, but you can get up to a 10-year finish warranty for anodized finishes. Anodized aluminum has the following features: color stability, including copper. It's highly durable and color fast. Sustainable process. Structural integrity protection. There's no associated hazards, and it's easy maintenance. NPS panels can come in a variety of finishes and substrate options. So post-painted, this is commonly used coating technology. It offers, infinite color matching capabilities, and it's ideal for perforation purposes, but adds a little to fabrication lead times when you post-paint. Now, pre-painted, there's a lot of new, coating solutions such as coil coating and direct printing are now, those are now available for NPS. These new innovations offer a wide range of specialty finishes, color consistency, less handling, shorter lead times, and more cost-effective fabrication solutions. So this project here utilized 080 solid aluminum modular panels that were post-painted with a 2-coat finish with multiple colors. This is a nice looking school here in Michigan. Take a close look at that soffit. At the detail and the panel layout of the soffit. They used a running bond or staggered pattern. I thought that was pretty cool at the entrance. It catches your eye. It stands out. So, we typically see a lot of NPS specified on, schools or universities across the country. Okay, so on the upcoming slides, I'm going to discuss natural metal offerings that are available when specifying modular panel systems on your next project. So we're going to start with corten steel. So panel sizes when using modular panels vary, in width from 8-inch to 48-inch. The length can be 12-inch to 96-inch. Material thickness is 16 gauge typically and 18 gauge. System depth is 1 3/4 to 4-inch. Reveal width is 1/2 inch, and the weight per square foot is 2 to 2.5 pounds per square foot. Now, corten steel, sometimes known as weathered steel, is a group of steel alloys that are often used in outdoor construction. So, corten steel it was designed originally to eliminate the need for painting, and if left outside and exposed to the elements, it will develop a rusted appearance in just a few months. So, per the picture, corten exhibits like a yellowish appearance in the initial stage of use, and the color gradually changes to brown over time. Then as it sits, in its surrounding environment, the color, changes to a sedate blackish brown in it looks, about 2 years. And then the color changes very little once again, but only to a deep brown 40 years later. Stainless steel, we'll talk about that now. So stainless steel is a durably strong material, which makes it an excellent material to use for exterior facades. Uh, the reliable and sustainable nature of stainless steel makes it truly, viable material choice for MPS. Standard panel sizes are typically, 8-inch to 48-inch, and the length's 12-inch to 96-inch when using MPS. Material thickness is 16 gauge and 18 gauge typically used. System depth is 1 3/4 to 4-inch. The reveal width is 1/2 inch, and then weight per square foot is 2 to 2.5 pounds per square foot. Common stainless steel finishes are your number 2 cold rolled dull, your number 4, which is your polish you see in the picture there, your number 6 is your dull, what you see in the picture, and then number 8 is your mirror finish, which you see in the picture as well. Just to summarize, stainless steel is a very rigid natural metal. It's a good material to use for modular panel systems. It has a high tensile strength and finish selections. So stainless steel can be easily incorporated into any of your designs. Now let's talk a little bit about zinc. Zinc, it's offered in panel sizes of 8 to 32 inch in width, 12 to 98 inch in length. Material thickness is typically 1 millimeter and 1.5 millimeter. System depths 1 3/4 to 4-inch, reveal width 1/2 inch, and weight per square foot's 1.6 to 2.2 pounds. Zinc is a highly beneficial natural metal material to work with when it comes to cassette style panel systems like MPS. It's a visual stunner. Zinc develops a patina that draws the eye to create an appealing design aesthetic. This highly workable, pliable material enhances any project. So on this slide, you'll see some of the most commonly used natural zinc offerings. You have, natural zinc, your patina zinc, your graphite zinc, your, slate zinc. Those are the common ones we see. Personally, zinc is one of my most favorite natural metals to use on a project. Really cool material, in my opinion. Now let's talk a little bit about copper. So it's offered in panel size of 8 to 28 inch. Length is 12 to 84 inch. Typical material thickness of copper is 24 ounce and 32 ounce. System depths 1 3/4 to 4 inch. The reveal width 1/2 inch, and weight is 1.5 to 2 pounds per square foot. Copper is it's an eye-catching material. It brings a lot to an exterior design project. It's highly pliable and adaptable. This material glimmers in the sun and develops a stunning patina over time, right? Naturally corrosion resistant. Copper is an excellent selection for exterior facades. So on this slide, you'll see some of the most commonly used, natural copper offerings. You have, premium copper, a classic copper, a patina copper, an oxidized copper, and a brass copper. So let's talk a little bit about sizing. So sizing will depend on the material that has been selected. So the options, of the design are endless, and MPS, works well with and complements other exterior elements and cladding on architectural products. So this chart, we created this chart, was created for the architectural community. So you have a starting point on which type of system and surface, material you would like to use on your project when selecting a modular panel system. So let's take a little closer look at, the sizing options on the chart. So you have your aluminum, your zinc, your copper, and your stainless steel. So we covered all those in the previous slides. The finishes for aluminum, you have anodized, painted, specialty. Zinc, you got natural, graphite, slate, patina. Copper, you have a natural and patina finish. And then stainless, we covered that earlier. You got a number 2, a number 4, a number 6, a number 8. So This is just, like I said, a chart for you guys to get a jumping off point on what types of materials you want to use and panel sizes. So now let's talk a little bit about economical sizing. So let's take a closer look, at the types of panel sizes you'd like to specify and design on your next project using modular panel systems. So the chart on this slide shows the most cost-effective panel sizes you'd want to use if you're looking for, low material waste and the most economical solution for your next project. So as you can see, the width of the panel is measured left to right, and the height of the panel is measured from bottom to top. Keep in mind that these dimensions are from center line of panel joint to center line of panel joint when designing the panels on your elevations. So as you can see, you have the following options, 18 by 30, 24 by 24, 24 by 30, 24 by 48, 30 by 30, 30 by 60. You can see on the slide there, go down the list, and then we finish up with 96 by 24 inch. So by choosing, these panel sizes, you'll also be able to keep the cost of your subframing system most cost effective as well. So typically, your subframing system consists of like hat channel, Ziegler, or like a CI subframing that is located behind our panel system. So when we selected these panel sizes, we also based them on constructability for the building envelope and the panel installer, right? I just wanted to share that information with you so you have a better understanding, how to, keep costs down on your next facade project that you design using, MPS. So keep that in mind when you're designing the job. Next, we'll discuss pressure equalized rain screen systems. Water mitigation, is a foundational component of MPS. It's one part aesthetic, one part water infiltration barrier. These panel systems are pressure equalized rain screens. Through well-designed technology, there are strict limitations of the amount of water allowed to come in contact with the air barrier set forth by AMA code standards. So, for designers looking to ensure a modular panel system is pressure equalized rain screen system, be sure you guys do your homework because not all modular panel systems are pressure equalized. Some are just drain back ventilated. So when you're looking for a modular panel system that's pressure equalized, you're going to look for AMA 508. That's the required test for a pressure equalized rain screen system. Now, AMA 509 is the required test for a drain back ventilated rain screen system. You'll want to, be sure you choose AMA 508 tested system if you're wanting a pressure equalized MPS rain screen system on your project. You may want to jot that down. AMA 508. For this learning objective, we'll investigate, current standards pertaining to MPS integration capabilities, highlighting, industry codes, specifications, installation methods, and testing criteria. So now, we're going to review some of the associations that are responsible for setting the standard and specifications on projects. You have the following. A lot of you may know these, associations. You have ASTM, you have ASCE, you have your AMA, the American Architectural Manufacturers Association. You have your AWS, your AA, your Aluminum Association. You have your NAAMM. You have your Copper Development Association, your CDA. So on the list that you see on your screen, there are two types of tests, ASTM and AMA, that will always be part of your modular panel specification. You'll have ASTM 283, that's your standard air infiltration test. You'll have ASTM 330, your standard structural test, and ASTM 331 is your water penetration test. And then for AMA, you'll have AMA 508, which we saw on the previous slides, is your standard pressure equalized rain screen test. You just want to make sure that the manufacturer you choose for your project has completed and passed these tests. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about NFPA standards and specifications. I'm sure a lot of you are aware of this code and standard. If you're not, I'm going to go over it. So NFPA stands for the National Fire Protection Association. NFPA determines the code pertaining to combustible components that are related to modular panel systems. The specific standard is as follows. So, NFPA is a standard fire test method for evaluation of fire propagation characteristics of exterior non-loading bearing wall assemblies containing combustible components. So NFPA 285 is a wall assembly test, essentially, from the stud out, right? These pictures you see on the slide is an actual NFPA 285 test. You'll want to make sure you're specifying a modular panel system that meets NFPA 285. There are two, main triggers that require you to use NFPA 285 on a project. The first one is anytime you have metal panels on the building over 40 feet high, then NFPA 285 is required. We want to take notes on that. The second item is anytime you have polyiso insulation behind the metal panel system anywhere on the building, regardless if it's only 10 feet up in the area of panels, if polyiso is behind the metal panel system, then NFPA 285 is required. So your two triggers, anytime you have metal panels over 40 feet, you have to meet NFPA 285 with the material and system you're specifying. And then anytime you have polyiso behind your metal panel system anywhere in the building, you have to meet NFPA 285. Takeaways, standards and specifications, right? So the CDA, the AA, the NAAMM, they provide informative materials to educate design professionals, on use of metals in their projects. MPS uses all types of metals advocated by these organizations. When you're weighing in on like which metal will be selected for your project, just make sure to familiarize yourself with the unique attributes of each material. The resources these organizations offer paired with like the guidance of the manufacturer or fabricator like us will help ensure the best material is selected. So in this picture, in the pictures you see here, our special project teams worked on a project specific mock-up to meet project specifications. The end result is the picture you see next to it. This is a really awesome looking project located in Florida that used MPS panel systems. You'll want to team up and specify a manufacturer or fabricator that is familiar with all the local and the international building codes and is capable of providing mock-ups and guidance throughout the project, like you see here in the picture. Local code compliance. So our continuing education department that we have, works diligently to provide the most relevant, current, and comprehensive code, standard and specification criteria in all of our courses. The nature of the design and manufacturing industry means that, new innovation and improvements and achievements are continually sought. So please keep in mind, the codes and specifications mentioned in this course may at some point in the future be changed or adjusted, right? It's imperative to connect with your local authorities in order to guarantee your specific project meets the standards necessary to achieve accreditation and compliance. We do a lot of R&D, prototyping, and in-house testing to make sure we are up to date and current with all the local building codes here at our company. So just make sure you're partnering with good manufacturer and checking in on those local codes. All right, shipment check. So this is an example of how we ship our product, to the job site. By shipping this way, the metal panels stay protected until you're ready to take them out of the crate and install them on the wall. Other companies, may ship an enclosed trailer, costing the installer, money and time to find the panel he needs to install in the building. So, this can also lead to damaged panels due to having to overhandle them. So, based on our conversations with the installation community out there over the whole United States for modular panel systems, this is how the installer likes the panels to be shipped to the job site. So they're easy to unload and it's the most efficient way to ship to the project. All right, starting point and field cutting. So in the picture on the left hand of the slide, you'll see our starter track installed on the wall and the panel engaged into the starter track. The first step in the installation process is to fasten, the starter to the building substrate. Then you flash the top of the starter piece with ABB tape, like you see in the picture on the right-hand slide. Then you start installing panels as shown in the illustration from left to right, bottom up. Modular panels are easily installed, and they install 50% faster than traditional rain screen systems. Modular panels are also easily field cut if required. The main reason that panels would be field cut is if we were releasing the panels for fabrication off approved shop drawings and didn't have the time to get field measurements. So if this method is chosen for release, then some of the panels would need to be field cut around doors and windows, and then installer would apply our two-piece extrusion, which we'll talk more about later in the presentation. So now, let's talk a little bit about, extrusions, the two-piece extrusion. So I guess when you're on a job, so if you're saying what's the solution for as-built measurements that are required for overall design, so it would be, ordering a modular panel system that comes with a two-piece extrusion, right? Like I mentioned on the previous slide, sometimes projects don't have the duration in their schedule to measure the substrate and wait for fabrication. So you have to release off approved shops. So let's take a look at the types of extrusions we have. So if you have time to measure, fully formed corners are available. You also can have your column covers fully formed, three-sided column covers. And then let's go over the extrusions that we have, two-piece extrusions. So you have your two-piece inside corner extrusion, top right-hand corner. Bottom left-hand corner is your two-piece outside corner extrusion. Then you have your two-piece termination extrusion. That would go around all the doors and windows on your project. And then you have your starter J, which you saw on the previous slide. That's the first piece that you install on the building at the base of the elevation or above the head of windows. So layout options, there are a variety of layout options for you and your firm to choose from. The overall goal of the design will determine, which layout works best for each project. So let's take a look at these. We got, horizontal stacked, your half horizontal staggered, your quarter horizontal staggered. We saw some jobs with these staggered patterns on them earlier. You have your vertical stacked, your half vertical stagger, and your quarter vertical stagger. So it's up to you, as to what type of joints or sight lines you're trying to achieve on your building. These just give you different options. All right, so finally, let's evaluate some case studies here that highlight the process and performance of modular panel system applications for architectural design projects. We'll review an educational research facility, a senior living residence, and a military barracks project, specific design goals and application experiences that we had. So the first project we'll discuss is the Johnson Family Equine Hospital, Colorado State University project. So the challenge on this project was the university was tasked by design professionals with building a university equine hospital research facility for veterinary students. The facility would support the space for comprehensive equine care, including diagnosis, treatment, sports medicine, imaging, and intensive care capabilities. Complete with horse stalls, the building needed to support the student learning and research. So in the picture, you'll see modular panel system that is perforated using 080 aluminum that was post-painted and sent to the site. So the picture on the right shows the panels for this project, being post-painted. If you're, specifying a perforated panel, then you'll want to specify it to be post-painted so you don't see any of the raw aluminum after the panel's installed. So you see there, he's post-painting it. On the left, you see the perforated panel installed. So the solution for this project was choosing a modular panel system. So the design firm worked with the manufacturer, fabricator that created rustic, post-painted perforated panels, right? They also had flat painted rustic panels and flat painted solid white panels using a pressure equalized rain screen system. So the main attraction for the architect to use the modular panel system was the ability to of the fabricator to provide a custom perforated panel for the project. So you take a close look at, the perforated panels located over the mirror glass. That's a pretty cool looking design there. The architect consulted with us as it related to the panel sizes, the custom perforated pattern that you see in the pictures there. We really helped them, turn their vision into reality on this one. Beyond the design aesthetic, a cassette style, plate panel system with interlocking edges, provided water infiltration prevention with this pressure equalized rain screen system where you see the white panels, flat white panels located. So, the additional benefit to the overall project, uh, using MPS, it reduced the installation time needed, because the product adhered to the substrate with no additional components or subframing assemblies. As I mentioned earlier, modular panel systems install 50% faster than typical rain screen systems. I remember looking back on this project, that the aesthetic blend and the agriculture of the modern was like an integral part of the project. So the facade needed to communicate the purpose of the facility, as a combination of equestrian and sign aspects combined. So it was awesome to be a part of this one. Really neat project. This project is called the Tanglewood Senior Living Facility. The challenge on this project was the construction team was looking for a product solution that fit the criteria for a single skin modular panel system. Not, knowing that all products are not created equal, the designer searched for a product with, accurate shop drawings and fast installation capabilities. The project team was looking for a pressure equalized rain screen system that was 100% recyclable, 100% non-combustible. They also wanted a panel that could be easy, installed quickly and released off approved shop drawings. That was obtainable using MPS. And, like I mentioned earlier, when you're releasing off of shops, you can use a two-piece extrusion. So you can see that there in the picture. If you look closely, to the picture on the left, around the windows and the outside corner of the building, you can see the two-piece painted extrusion for this project. So, the solution for this project was an 050 aluminum pre-painted material using modular panel system. It checked all the boxes and requirements I mentioned on the previous slide. The project, one of the main reasons they used the two-piece extrusion, the project had a short time allowance for our scope of work. So in order to meet the project schedule, we fabricated the panels off approved shops shown in the slide, and then sent the modular panels in two-piece painted extrusions to the job site. At the end of the day, everybody, owner, architect, installer, everybody was happy with the end result, and we were able, to deliver the project on time and on budget. So, good looking project there. So military barracks, this was a neat project. The challenge of this project was form and function. So, as some of you may know, form and function are not always the orientation of military barracks, right? So unique to this project, we had a modern take on camouflage was designed for the exterior of the building. Historically, military barracks are not often designed with innovation in mind. So form was not, the only focus of the project. The barracks needed the pressure equalized rain screen to protect the structure against water infiltration. That was one of the requirements. The solution, I actually worked personally on this one. I worked closely with the architect on this project, doing some design assist with them. The architect wanted to use solid aluminum cassette style modular panel system that was easy to install and could be released off approved shop drawings for fabrication. They also wanted the modular panel systems, I remember, to be pressure equalized and 100% non-combustible. So what we ended up using on the project was 080 solid aluminum material, using a flat modular panel system with a AMA 2605 two-coat post-paint finish in the camouflage colors you see in the pictures there. So, for this project, there were no field measurements required. We were released for fabrication off approved drawings shown in this slide. We took this approach in order to meet, the project schedule. So on this project, the corners, the doors, and the windows were all finished with a painted two-piece extrusion. So as you can see in the pictures, we sent, the modular panels to our prefabrication partner who installed the panels on his prefabricated walls in his Florida facility. Then they shipped the prefab walls with the modular panels on them to the military barracks that was located in Texas and installed them on site there. So, we work closely, like I said, with the architect. We also work closely with the prefab company to make this, vision come to reality. The project was a notable success, so much so that more barracks with modular panel systems have been slated for development. So conclusion. So now you'll be able to, number one, you now know, the historical progression as it relates to advancements in automated fabrication and material used in the current industry production practices. Number two, you now understand some of the modular panel features like sustainability, different types of finishes, speed of installation, pressure equalized rain screen systems, and fire ratings. Number three, you now know some of the standard codes, specifications, and testing, criteria as it relates to modular panel systems. And number four, you have reviewed some case studies that you may be able to apply in your next project as it relates to modular panel systems. So that wraps it up. I know it's a lot of information in an hour. So if you guys have any questions.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, we have, I think, time for one or two questions.
All right.
Let's see here. The first question is from Michael. Is there a drip detail available for soffits and overhangs? In regard to post-painted aluminum storefront, the image that you showed earlier.
Yeah, we can get you a drip edge detail. Just simply you can reach out to sales at CEI Materials. We have standard details. We also can help create custom details if needed.
Cool. Question from Joseph. How is water intrusion averted with the various panel types, especially with the tapered panel or panels which are offset away from the structure? Please also the collection. Could you talk about this in regard to snow and ice on the edges of these panels?
Yeah, we haven't had a lot of issues with snow or ice buildup using the tapered or dimensional panels in the past. So I mean, that's just from our experience. We haven't had a lot of buildup there with that, but I know it's been asked before. So um, it's just something that I guess it probably varies more by region. Like in the north and the northeast, you're gonna have more snow and buildup. In the south, it's not even ever brought up because you don't have that weather regionally. So.
I think we have time for one more question from Franklin. What is the fadeability of the surface coating, and the dependency, and its dependency on exposure?
Well, yeah, all depending on the color you choose, they all have a chalk rate or a fading rate that's supplied by the paint manufacturer. So I can provide that. And then the other thing is depending which way your panels are facing exposure to the front, sun, like south or west facing, you're gonna have more, fade or chalk fading on a project. So, but I could help with that, and all the paint manufacturers we work with have those ratings, and they can give you a chart showing the fade over time.
Thanks, Chris. Well, that brings us to time. I'm just gonna give some closing words. Thank you all so much for attending the live webinar, The Future of Exterior Facades, How Modular Panel Systems and Technology Are Revolutionizing the Metal Panel Industry, a CE Strong webinar series powered by the Architects newspaper. This presentation was sponsored by CEI Materials. This webinar is recorded and can be easily replayed using the same registration link. Please allow 7 business days to process certificates of participation and AIA credit reporting for this presentation. A big thank you again to our presenter Chris Kimball-Meyer and to CEI Materials for sponsoring this webinar. We hope to see you all again at a future event. Have a great day.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate the time today. Appreciate everybody taking time out of their day to sit in on this presentation. Have a great day.